because we're rolling.
Yep. Okay. So I promised a first initial review on the Vibrams. The story behind it is that I started running, and I ran my half marathon and started having some knee problems. And the person that I ran with, she was wearing these shoes. And I just kept on hearing that if you have knee problems, to go get these shoes. The funny thing is that when I went in the store, I knew I'd already done research on what I wanted, and went in there and I said, I want these pairs of shoes. And actually everybody there they're runners, they're coaches for high school track, things like that, and everyone told me that you don't actually run in these shoes. um, Everyone told me that you need to actually wear a pair of shoes to run, which kind of was intriguing to me. And so really it's a personal opinion, but here we go. The idea of these shoes is that they are barefoot shoes, basically just with the soles to be able to protect your feet from glass, things like that. You've got the separate toes. It helps strengthen your foot muscles. I go around barefoot pretty much all the time. Even in the wintertime, I have the house warm enough that I just walk around barefoot. So these just kind of made sense to me. These shoes weren't made to actually run long distances in. I have not yet read the Born to Run book about the Aborigines who do run barefoot. The argument with that is that they are not finding themselves running on concrete and asphalt. They're actually running in the fields and the dirt and things like that. And so there are different opinions about whether or not you should actually run long distances in these. These are made actually to help your technique, is what I've been told now. When you run in these, you can feel exactly what your form is doing. Everything from how your foot is hitting, but also you're more aware then, you're more in tune to even your shoulders dropping, your arms dropping, things like that. So running in these, because there's no cushion, you are more aware of how you're running. I could totally tell when I was my left foot was just dragging and I was doing the heel strike thing, because it doesn't feel comfortable to heel strike in these. And the idea is, if you want to know the difference, go take, with your pair of shoes, go run. Just naturally, don't think about it. Then take your shoes off and run, and you do hit with more of the ball of the foot, the middle of the foot. You're a lot lighter also when you run, because obviously with no cushion, you don't want to hit very hard. And so, like they said, these are to help with technique. Now, again, being said, I ran the half marathon with my friend who was wearing these for her half marathon. And again, the Born to Run book, and there are lots of others who run barefoot in marathons. So we'll see what I do or how I do as far as the long distance. I ran 3 miles today, no knee problems. Again, like I said, I could tell when I was starting to sit back on my quads, when I was starting to heel strike. These, you will run slower in them, at least at first, because there's no cushion to bounce quickly with your steps. It is a little, I'm not a fast mile runner. The most I've done was an 8-minute mile. But with these, I was running 11 minutes. Again, the first time I had them on running. But yeah, that's my first initial reaction, is that I really could tell that they're going to totally help my technique, my form, which will then in turn help me be able to put on a pair of shoes and run better in shoes as well. And so we'll see if I do put on a pair of shoes. I have been told that they are freezing to wear during the winter time because you have no insulation. They do make socks to wear with these. The socks themselves cost $16 a pair. These shoes I'm holding right now actually did cost less than the Pearly Zoomies that I was wearing, or Pearly Zoomies, the floats that I wore for the half marathon. So they didn't cost as much as a regular shoe that I was wearing before, but yeah, so that's the review. I like them. I like being barefoot anyway. I do not suggest just putting them on and running 3 miles, but because I was already running barefoot, basically, I was running in socks, which was not safe. Do not recommend. But I do feel the muscles in my feet, my actually toes, are a little bit sore. But I'm not sure, after everyone's advice, if they are shoes then that I should run very long in. We'll work up the miles and see how far I can get, and hopefully no more knee pain so I can continue running. So that's the review. Love them. Not sure that I will run half marathons and marathons in them, but again, it's kind of a personal opinion. From all the research that's out there, it basically is what you like to do and what feels best for your feet. So that's the review.